Good morning, fans, and welcome to episode number 35 of the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is my son, Eric Leggett, in Sacramento, California. Eric, 35. Who'da thunk it?
I mean, it took us a while to get there. Let's be real. It took us a bit longer to get to 35 than it probably should have, but we made it. That's all that matters.
Life keeps interrupting the fun shit we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But the good news is it's a Friday, and it'll be filled with friggin' donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they're awesome friggin' donuts, and we can espouse the attributes of where we went today. Not the worst way to start a Friday morning.
No. And I actually got to go outside today, and it didn't, melt my fucking skin off.
I was just wondering if you were on heat lockdown yet.
A cool 73 this 6:30 in the morning today before it hits 102.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Hello, air conditioning.
Yep.
Shady tree doesn't do it.
I mean, well, I'll be honest. Our place stays very cool because we're, insulated. There's a whole bunch of, buildings right next to us connected, so we're insulated and we get shade. So even when it's 90 plus degrees outside, when I'm at work all day, I'll come home and the apartment's still 73 degrees.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
It's very good. So it stays pretty cool, but we still need the air.
Isn't that the same setup that the not Sacramento A's have out there? They're in the shade. They're insulated. About 73 at game time.
Actually, the complete opposite. They are not in the shade, and there's nothing around, and it's extremely hot. I haven't been to a game yet.
Well,
a lot of people also haven't.
Here's the good news. When they leave Sacramento, if they ever leave Sacramento, let's be honest, and head to Vegas, at least they're not going to a desert environment. So,
well, unfortunately, Vegas is a desert, so. Look, the plans for that stadium look great. There's no fucking way all of those are going to come to fruition. I mean, when they broke ground, they just rented some random fucking construction equipment to have there for photo ops. It didn't do anything.
Other fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
If you are new to the show, welcome. Here's what we do. Eric and I both attempt to purchase the same three kinds of donuts. Me here in the mid and out in the west. We will size them. We will price them. We will taste them. And we'll let you know what donuts to hit. Maybe some donuts to miss. Some shops. I don't think we've had a shop where we've said don't go to the shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Every shop.
I think every shop has had some redeeming.
Yeah, they've had at
flavor,
least
taste, vibe.
Yeah, at least one positive thing for you to go there for.
So, we love to check all the boxes. Great place, great customer service, great price, great donuts. Doesn't happen terribly often, but we do check a lot of boxes here. So, we normally before we get into the guts, that's gross for a donut show. Yeah, before we get into the meat and potatoes, that doesn't fit. I need another acronym for, another synonym for, that's a home run. Well, that's a baseball thing. You can't.
I mean, well,
what?
Get into the.
That's a tangent I'll have to figure out on my own.
Yeah, I don't know.
Off air. But the first thing I want to say is our last show we were talking about Master Donuts, and they had some really excellent donuts. And I kept referring to them as their first shop in Washington, Missouri. It's actually in Union, Missouri. It's in the same area, but I just don't want anybody heading to the wrong city and going, okay, now where is it? So Master Donuts' second location, their first that they opened was in Union, Missouri, and then the second here in St. Peters. And it's going great guns. So wanted to shout out to Master Donuts. Get the right location. Come on. Be better.
Jeez.
How we start off all of our shows. Eric has found some donut news of the week.
Well, so it's been a while, right? It's been a while since our last episode. So you're like, oh, I just must have so much news. And I'll be honest, I really don't. So I have 3 things. I have 2 kind of small ones, and then I'll jump to the main one. So the first small ones is about Entenmann's Donuts, which is the bakery kind of chain. They're sold in grocery stores. I think an Entenmann's donut, if you're going to grocery store for donuts, 1, don't do that. Just don't. But if you have found yourself in that predicament where you have to go to a grocery store for donuts, I think Entenmann's is probably your best bet. Because I think they're going to be better than whatever the grocery store itself puts out. And Hostess, they only do the mini ones, and those are fine. I think Entenmann's are like a solid grocery store donut. But they are.
Can I tangent real quick off of that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I go into work on Fridays, I usually take a couple of donuts. My sister is the owner of the shop, Aardvark USA, for T-shirts and uniforms.
Plug. Yeah, go ahead, plug.
She actually opened a box of Entenmann's when on a Friday we didn't do a show. She's like, "You want a donut?" I'm like, "A donut?"
It's like, yeah.
Do you really believe I'm going Entenmann's donut? Come on.
If your options are limited, I think Entenmann's is fine. But like, you're in St. Louis, you've got plenty of donut options to go to. There's really no reason.
Yes.
But if
let's
you find
be honest,
yourself,
man, that chocolate wax donut is just not good.
Yeah, it's not great.
And that's what she bought. The yellow cake-ish with the chocolate wax.
Yeah, that one's not great. I like the crumb one.
And that's what she bought.
I like the crumb one. I think that's fine. And I love a powdered sugar donut in any shape or form.
Yes. So that is up your alley, because you definitely have talked about how simple yet awesome powdered sugar donuts are for you.
Yes.
And the crumb donut, honestly, is not something that you can readily find.
Yeah. So
I like that it's still a little bit of a different donut.
So Entenmann's for this summer is putting out a flavor that they put out earlier this year and almost sold out everywhere like immediately. People ate this shit up. They are donut hole. They're a donut hole flavor, so they're not going to be in the standard donut. But they are an orange creamsicle glazed donut hole.
Ooh. We've actually talked about this a couple of times. How come we don't find more orange dreamsicle flavored donuts from places that do frou-frou? It's a tremendous flavor, and then paired with a donut, I'm digging it.
For the summertime, it's a really good pairing there. Have them in the summer. They don't know. They're here for a limited time, but they don't know when that time is going to end. I'm assuming it'll be sooner.
So is the challenge for you and I to go try to find a box and taste them?
I'm gonna try to find them. Absolutely.
Okay, I am too. I'm gonna make my note. Entenmann's
orange creamsicle. Pop'ems is what they're called, because you can't just call them donut holes. It's a delicate vanilla donut hole base coated in a sweet, slightly tangy, yet unfailingly sweet orange flavored glaze. And it's like, that's exactly what we're looking for in an orange dreamsicle donut. Super simple, and it's something a little off the beaten path for a flavor.
Here is along that tangent when you brought up the grocery store idea to find a donut. Man, if I run into one more comment or anecdotally another person who looks me in the face and says, "These Schnucks donuts are pretty good," I am so half tempted to do a review of Schnucks donuts. The bottom line is they're made by a damn machine.
Yeah. They can't be that good.
I'm like, how? I mean, we're never going to review Dunkin' or Krispy Kreme, and I just think mass donuts produced at Schnucks, I don't think they deserve a tasting either.
No.
Am I wrong?
I don't think you are. Grocery store chain donuts I think they're still better than a Dunkin' or a Krispy Kreme, just because grocery store chains usually aren't nationwide. You're not going to find it. You'll find like
Right.
maybe a couple statewide grocery store chains.
Regional, yes, but certainly not. Yeah, nobody's
national.
making them in St. Louis and shipping them to
like,
Tennessee. Right.
In terms of chain donuts, it's like Krispy Kreme Dunkin' at 10 or whatever, and then at 9 is grocery store chains. So it's like, yeah, it's better, but not by a whole lot. Not enough that it's some wild that you put them on the same level as a mom and pop.
If the Midwest Donut Review Show ever does crack, we'll review grocery stores, Krispy Kreme, and Dunkin' Donuts.
All right. And so the second small news thing I found.
Sorry, I turned your small into a damn 3-tangent rant. Sorry.
The second small one I found comes from Ocala, Florida. And this really isn't about donuts at all, if I'm being completely honest. It just popped up when I Google searched donut news, and it just made me really fall in love with local journalism. This comes from us by reader submission, and it's called Donut-Shaped Cloud Floating Above Southeast Marion County. And then there's a picture of this donut-shaped cloud. I'll put it in the episode so you can share.
Okay.
So you can share in this delight. And then there's nothing else. It just says, check out this donut-shaped cloud, photographed by a reader at Silver Spring Shores in southeast Marion County. And there it is. That's the donut-shaped cloud. And it's like, hell yeah, man. Great. Thank you, OcalaNews.com, for showing me this donut-shaped cloud. I might have missed it. And now I don't have to, because it was captured in all its glory. And now it's on the internet forever and ever.
I can tangent off of this. In the 70s, when I was a kid, and smoking was so prevalent, smoking cigarettes, everybody smoked indoors, in the car, in an airplane. I mean, it's a bizarre concept to think about how much smoke just hung in the air.
That's ridiculous.
Clubs, bars, everywhere. And so, because it was so prevalent, people would blow smoke rings. And there were competitions for people to blow different designs. And I was like, I never thought of it. Those are damn donuts. Smoke ring is a donut. Oh, wait, I got one other donut tangent real quick. Driving on the highway, 4 lanes wide. I'm in the 3rd lane next to the passing lane, the fast lane. The car in the fast lane. A donut on the right front and a donut on the left rear. Doing 75 or 80 miles an hour, and you're on 2 donuts.
That's horrifying.
First, you're not supposed to be on the highway at all on a donut, much less 2. And the speed limit for a donut is 50 miles an hour. And they were doing 75 on 2 donuts. I was thinking, I'm going to skip my exit just to watch this car flip on the highway soon. Look, man, I get it. Things are tough all over. Don't drive on 2 donuts.
At least get one real tie. At least replace one of them.
And don't be in the fast lane at 75.
Ridiculous.
I'm all worked up. Man, bring it on home with a big one now. God bless me.
Okay, so this one actually comes from St. Louis. This is something that you and I talked about when it came out 2 weeks ago. And it was St. Louis Area Donut Shop wins Best Donuts in America contest. And we talked about this. This was Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Cottleville won the title of Best Donuts in America. It was designed like a March Madness. It got a
lot of play here in town.
Yes. It was designed like a March Madness bracket. 64 donut shops competed in the 64.com's contest, which began on June 5th and ran 3 weeks. And we talked about this a little. And this is not the correct title for this contest. This Best Donuts in America, it should have been called Most Popular Donuts in America, maybe. Because all this was a popularity contest.
Yeah.
They won the title. They defeated Jason's Donuts, located in Alaska. You mean to tell me everyone who voted for Old Town Donuts also had Jason's Donuts in Alaska and was like, yep, Old Town Donuts is better than theirs?
There was not a whole lot of compare and contrast, is
Yes,
what I'm getting.
That's the
Like,
thing.
that's my favorite, and I'm voting for it. Look, man, we've been to Old Town Donuts on many occasions, and they have some really excellent donuts.
Yes.
So I'm not going to, but so from what we've learned in our 34 shows up to now, they're not the best donut shop in the St. Louis metro area.
Yes. Hence why I think it should be called Most Popular Donuts, because that's all this was a popularity contest. You just voted for the shop you wanted to win. It doesn't mean they have better donuts. It just means more people like them. Honestly, it's kind of insane a shop in Alaska made it to the finals. Only like 30 people live there. How the hell did they get so many votes? Honestly, that makes me think Jason's Donuts have pretty fucking incredible donuts. If they're in Alaska, and that many people got them to the finals,
and every resident of the state,
voted. Every single person voted every single round to get them to the finals. I think that's more impressive. Oh man, honestly.
I don't know where my head was. We spent a week driving through Alaska, and we did not hit a single donut place. I don't know if you remember this. We spent. It was our 25th anniversary. Janet and I did a week cruise, and we stopped at 3 or 4 Alaska towns through the cruise before we hit land to stay on land for a week. And I actually sent you a picture of a donut place at one of our stops. I think it was in Ketchikan, and they were closed. They let off 1,100 people off the boat, and the donut place was closed.
That sucks.
If there's ever a day to be open.
Yeah, it's the day 1,100 people show up.
I thought that was funny. So, there's 2 donut shops in Alaska. Jason's and the one that's closed a lot.
The one that was closed a lot. Well, it's a good thing they're closed a lot, so they didn't split the Alaska vote. So all the Alaskans...
each one would have got 17 votes.
Yeah, so all the Alaskans had to vote for Jason's. They didn't split it. It was actually smart.
They're like, what about that place in Ketchikan? No, they're closed.
Oh, closed. Never
okay, so thank you for the donut news of the week. And as I've been covering here lately, the NHL playoff teams, home cities. Last episode was Edmonton, and this week is our Cup champion, the Florida Panthers. They are in Sunrise, Florida, and I will preface this by saying, thank God they got good hockey, because their donuts are barren. The top joint is Yo-Nuts, and it's a chain across America with 17 outlets. If the number 1 donut place in your city is a chain, you got works to do. Mm-hmm. Number 2, the Smart Donut. It's in the Sawgrass Mall, and they are, for $4, you get a big donut. For $5, you get a big donut, and it's served with a syringe of extra filling.
I don't like that.
Vanilla, Nutella, or caramel. So when you look at the pictures of their donuts, they all have plastic syringes in them. It's the creepiest effing thing I've ever seen. Somebody should make a scary movie. Syringes for their donuts. It's freaking weird. And that's $5. And it's all outrageous donuts. Cookies and cream, red velvet, hazelnut cream, lots of cereals.
Yeah, that's
I'm like if that's what you have to do to make your donut taste good, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
This is the number 2 ranked donut place in Sunrise, Florida. And I'm telling you, they don't make the donuts in the mall. They make them somewhere else and bring them. So you're not even getting fresh donut. That's the number 2. Number 3 in Sunrise, Florida, Parlor Donuts, another chain. Number 4, Mama Yatai Donuts, mochi donuts, Japanese styled. Not a traditional donut place, certainly not a mom and pop, glazed and cake and all that. They do have interesting donuts, mango flan, fruit croissants, mama buns that are filled with either cream cheese or custard or ube. So interesting, but not a traditional donut shop in any sense. Well, in some of the senses of the word. And finally, Hollywood, Florida checks in with Moho Donuts. So you got to drive out of Sunrise to get a good donut in Sunrise. What I like about Mojo Donuts, what an idiot I am. Mojo Donuts. Mojo. They pick a new charity every month. It's called Donuts for Change program. So they're charitable every single month. They're only quote-unquote regular donuts. They have cinnamon sugar cake donuts and fritters.
I like a cinnamon
Otherwise,
sugar cake.
Banana cream pie, creme brulee, guava, spumoni, lime cream. Donuts are $3.35 a donut.
Jesus.
So, a little bit expensive. Lot expensive, honestly. And so that's like the best fit. So, thank goodness they got cups, because their donuts are terrible choices. So, nobody will be dipping donuts and coffee out of a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little surprised you didn't go to Miami for it, because that's usually kind of the city they identify with in terms of Florida teams. Like the Florida teams, when they all kind of, how the city teams all kind of group together, like the Blues and the Cardinals and the Rams. When they had all kind of like the San Francisco Giants and the Golden State Warriors. They're kind of symbiotic. So usually when they do that with other teams, it's like the Miami Heat. So I'm a little surprised you didn't go to Miami to find good shows.
Well, I mean, I should have, because the Sunrise.
Yeah, Sunrise doesn't have fucking anything.
It's an hour drive from Sunrise to Miami.
Wow, that's
so. I can't really recommend taking an hour drive.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but here's the thing. The St. Louis Blues play downtown city of St. Louis. The St. Louis Cardinals play downtown city of St. Louis. St. Louis SC, downtown St. Louis. Even when the Rams in the Dome, downtown, where the St. Louis Battlehawks, downtown. That is St. Louis. We've never had a pro team be from, play their home games in Chesterfield and call St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so Sunrise, Florida, not the place for donuts.
No.
The place for donuts today, Eric, in Sacramento, is where?
So today, I went to Premium Donuts. This is 8065 Elk Grove, Florin Road here in Sacramento, California. Very unassuming looking shop. Not very busy this morning. And my glazed donut today, I think, was just okay. It was a little more... It looked better than it tasted. That's for sure. It was 3.5 inches across, 2.25 inches tall. This is probably like the tallest donut I've had on the show ever.
Yeah, you know what scares me about tall glazed donuts.
Yeah. So this was
a
very doughy donut. The dough itself, really nothing going on there. And the glaze, I could say the same. A very timid glaze flavor, not very sweet at all. And I mean, I could chop this up to, it's been sitting out for a little bit, but the glaze just like chipping and falling off. It's not a great look for a donut. Look, is it better than Krispy Kreme donut, glazed donut? Absolutely. but like in terms of mom and pop glazed donuts, it's really below average. And here's the other thing. I'm not going to be giving you any prices today because they did not have a menu.
How did you pay?
I went up and they told me how much it costed, and I tapped my credit card. They did not have
How
a
many
menu.
did you buy?
I bought...
At least let's get an idea. Did you buy a dozen and it cost $36?
So I saw on the little square thing, a fancy dozen. There's a dozen that I got some fancy donuts in there.
Okay.
And that was $22.
Okay, so like $1.85 maybe, average.
Yeah, around that,
okay.
I guess. So
okay, so at least our fans have an idea of.
Yes, they have an idea.
They're not spending $3 a donut.
Yes, but if you were to go in there and not listen to this, you wouldn't know because there's no menu listing anything. So
is it a Facebook page, website?
There's nothing. There's no website or anything.
How did you find this mystery donut place?
They're on Google Maps. They're on Google Maps. I looked up donut shops around me. This popped up.
Wow.
And
okay. You found a speakeasy donut. You got to know the secret word to get in. And when I got to, here's the thing: if you get a menu and there's no prices, if you have to ask how much it costs, you shouldn't be in there.
Yes. Like, look, to be fair, it's a donut place. It's not going to be insane, but, like, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a menu, see how much things cost, especially this day and age. But, yeah, this is just a really unremarkable glazed donut. I want to give this, like, a 2.9. There's really nothing happening here. You could go in there and not order a glazed donut, and you'd be fine. This is definitely not a must get. If
well,
someone
you got
wants...
2 more chances to get a decent donut out of there.
Exactly.
You know why I just continue to eat this glazed donut here and take very few notes?
I'm going to assume because it's really good.
Oh, my God. Back-to-back excellent glazed donuts. I went to A&A Donuts, 15218 Manchester Road in Baldwin, Missouri. They are about, I will say, 10 minutes off of 270 in Manchester. Yet another shop opened by family. A&A Donuts is in Fenton, Missouri. I haven't gone yet. Fenton's, on the far reaches of donut places from where I'm coming from. But A&A Donuts just opened a new spot. They haven't been open 2 months yet. A Cambodian family is taking the reins. And if you think just because you're born in this country, you have some sort of special right to make a great donut, immigrants get the job done. I'm just saying. This glazed donut, the glaze is phenomenal. It's silky. It's not chalky. It's not sugary. It's not too sweet. It's a great compliment. It's almost a honey flavor glaze. That's how spectacular this feels. It melts in your mouth after you take a bite, as you chew it. The dough, just by itself with no glaze, moist and vanilla scented. It's just the dough with nothing on it. You would still love the donut. The fact that it's a great glaze, it's 4.5 inches by 3.5 inches, a little bit of an oblong donut, 1.5 inches tall. That is a very standard size glazed donut. Looking back through some of the old shows, it's $1.50. Not a terrible price. We've absolutely had less expensive glazed donuts, but it's excellent. Putting it all together, the glaze, the dough, the flavor, the vibe, 4.5, 4.5 for my glazed donut from A&A Donuts.
Shit, that's crazy.
And I don't know if our fans know this. I have to get a glazed donut. Extra for Janet, for my wife, every time. She's going to be over the moon with today's glazed donuts. Oh! I'm putting brownie points on this glazed donut.
Wow. That's high praise.
It's, yeah. Woo! Way to start out of the box A&A Donuts.
All right. So our second donut today is a vanilla cake donut with vanilla icing. So my donut today was 3 3/4 inches across, 1.5 inches tall. I'd say for cake donuts around here, that's a really good size. To start, you may have noticed my donut had sprinkles on it. Folks, there's no way around it. I will say, look, not a lot of places do vanilla icing out here. So when you get one, you kind of have to take advantage. And they had cake donuts with maple icing that had nothing on it. And they had cake donuts with chocolate icing that had nothing on it. And they had plain cake donuts. So I asked, I was like, hey, do you have any vanilla cake donuts with nothing on it? And then she immediately said no. Didn't want to check the back. Didn't want to maybe throw one of the plain cake donuts in some vanilla icing real quick. Just straight up.
Missed an opportunity for great customer service.
Yes. I said, have any with nothing on it? No. All right. I guess I'll have one with sprinkles. Luckily, this was a pretty good donut. I don't want to take away points for sprinkles, but they didn't really help me in not getting sprinkles, so I am going to take away some points for sprinkles being there.
Donuts, sprinkles are a deduction.
Yes. And I will say, my other negative about this is I think it was in the fryer a bit too long. The bottom of it is kind of crispy, and I really don't like that in a cake donut. I want it to be soft all the way through. I don't want to have to crunch on anything. And I could definitely tell, like, there were the sprinkle crunches and there was donut crunches. So that takes some points off. But I think the flavor of this donut and the icing are really, really good. It's a really strong and a really good vanilla flavor. And vanilla is a very plain flavor. Like, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. So it's very easy for it to just become kind of just a sweet flavor or just sugar. And this was not it at all. It was definitely a strong vanilla donut. So I think the flavor of this is really the star of this, and the icing was really good too. So I think I want to give this like a 3-2, just with its deductions. I think if you gave me this without sprinkles and a super soft cake without that crispy bottom, I think this is probably you're sneaking into like a 3.8 to a 4. But because I had sprinkles and you did not have any desire to help me in not getting sprinkles, I have to deduct.
I mean, it's the vibe of the shop too. That's absolutely a part of it, man. If you make the greatest donuts, but you're a dick,
yeah. So
it'll be reflected in the score, man.
Yeah. So 3.2 for this. Fuck. I mean, if you like sprinkles, this is a really good donut. But if you like sprinkles, you're 7 years old. So why are you watching this show?
Wait, we do know a 7-year-old who watches this show. All right. I think I got you again, buddy. Sorry. A&A Donuts in Baldwin, they done it again. The frying technique, not greasy at all. It is soft on the top, in the middle, on the bottom. Soft throughout. That's what separates a cake donut for me from an old-fashioned or a fritter. Or it's not crispy. It's a cake donut. Could you imagine going to a birthday party, cutting the cake, and the cake's crispy?
That's
Wouldn't that
disgusting.
be weird?
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah. A cake donut should be cake. top, middle, bottom. This dough, again, that vanilla flavor. It's a moist dough. It's a cake dough. If this was the cake dough that you make your birthday cake with, you're thrilled. The vanilla icing is just pretty good. I was kind of hoping that it would be like a homemade, really vanilla strong, but it's a gorgeous donut. You'll see that from the pictures. Actually, mine almost looks like a heart, the way they put the icing on. It's really, you'll see it in the pics, but it's beautifully decorated. But I think that vanilla icing got a little crispy for me. You know what I mean? Not a glaze, but not
almost like
not
a
cake.
fondant.
Yes, that's the perfect term. So that to me detracts a little bit from because it's two disparate items: the crispy almost icing and the soft cake. It's too disparate. It needs to be smoother. But $1.50. It is 3.5 inches round, 1.25 inches tall, which is a very standard cake-sized donut. It's a 3.9. Really happy. If you just get cake donuts from this place, everybody will be thrilled. And I just think that's the highest compliment. Mm-hmm. So that is my vanilla cake donut from A&A Donuts. And finally, it's been a minute since we've done fritters.
Yes.
The last time we did it, it was a Where's Waldo fritter for both of us. Mm-hmm. We were kind of wondering, it says apple fritter. Where have you chosen to hide them?
Yes.
So let's see how the fritters are today.
So my fritter today was 5.5 inches across, 1.5 inches tall. I'd say pretty decent size. And I will say it's a little bit, again, of a Where's Waldo for the apples in this thing. Look, you can throw as much glaze and cinnamon in this as you want. If I take a bite of an apple fritter and I'm not getting apple in every single bite, you've done something wrong. And that is unfortunately what's happened a couple times with this apple fritter. There's just not enough apple in it. That's the bottom line. It's not enough apple. You need more apple in an apple fritter. I will say the positives. It is a very good pull apart apple fritter.
I love that. I love that aspect. Being able to pull off pieces of a fritter. Yes.
Yes. That's really good. I really do like that. When you do get apple with it, I think it's a really good trio of flavors with the apple, the cinnamon, and the glaze. I think it's a really good combo there, and it's a really good flavor. I will say I think this was fried a bit too long. Much crispier than I want it to be. And, like, you can see here, like, that's really dark. That's a really dark donut. Which, you know, some people are into that for a fritter. I kind of understand it, but I think this one was just in the fryer for a bit too long. I want it to be a little bit softer, not as crunchy for sure. So I think the pull-apart aspect is very good, and when you get everything an apple fritter needs, the glaze, the dough, the cinnamon, the apple, all of that together, I think is really excellent, but there's just not enough of it. You know, like I said before, like there are bites of this where I took and I didn't get any apple. I'm sorry, that's inexcusable for an apple fritter. I should be getting apple in every single bite. So I think I want to give this like a 3.1. You know, when everything works together, it's really good, but those aspects are kind of too few and far between for this to be an above average apple fritter donut. I mean, the thing is, a couple tweaks here and there, I think you've got, like, even just frying this a little less and having it not be super crispy, I think you're already up a couple points because it's a better eating experience, especially when you don't get any apple. If you're just eating crispy dough with some glaze on it, like, that's not great. But if it's a little softer, I think it's a better experience. So 3.1 for this. I think if you need an apple fritter, I think this will be fine. But again, this is not something I think you should go out of your way to get.
I'm 3-0 today, big boy.
God damn
Sorry.
it.
This, all of it comes together again. Whoever is making the glaze at A&A Donuts needs a raise. Whoever is making the dough at A&A Donuts also needs a raise. Tons of apple. This is almost like an apple pie. Look at all the apple in that thing. Loaded. It's 5 inches around. It's 1.25 inches tall. I've certainly seen apple fritters where they're more of a mountain to pull off the pieces. But you can pull pieces off of this no problem. It's fried very well. I like the crisp. I like the glaze down in all the crags and moist dough. Lots of cinnamon. Lots of apple. $1.75.
Fuck.
What do you want from your fritter that's not here?
Yeah.
What do you want? 4.5. Another big fat score.
Oh my god.
A&A Donuts, man. Welcome to St. Louis.
That's how upset
Welcome
I am.
to Metro St. Louis.
Fucking throwing my
Just-
headphones on the ground. I'm so pissed.
Back-to-back excellent St. Louis donut places. Oh my heavens! You know, I generally try to just eat a half a donut for each of the flavors that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
The glaze is gone. There's less than half of that cake.
And the apple fritter is on its way to being gone as well.
What I really love is they have flavored fritters. They have cherry fritters today. They've had blueberry fritters in the past. So if you're doing it well and you branch off with new flavors, 2 thumbs up. A&A Donuts. Kaboom. Woo!
I
I'm
can't
getting
say
spoiled here, my brother.
Can't say the same
I'm sorry.
for Premium Donuts. I think if you are on a whistle stop tour of donuts in Sacramento, I don't think Premium Donuts needs to be on that list.
No, and here's the thing, boy. When you say you're premium, man, you're just already setting the bar.
Yeah.
It's like Master Donuts last show. You're putting it out there. We know what we're doing, and they effing did. But Premium Donuts, man, I'm getting like a grocery store vibe.
Yeah.
Let's go get some Premium Donuts at the grocery store. Damn it.
Yeah, it sounds
Love
like
to have
a
every mom
grocery
and pop
store.
shop be great.
It sounds like a grocery store branded donuts.
Yeah, God darn it. All right, we are on to trivia time. Eric, this has got to be... I got 2 trivia questions for you today.
Okay.
And if this isn't one of your top 3 favorite subjects of all time, I will be a little shocked. Today we're talking Sesame Street.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Here are your trivia questions. On Sesame Street, Elmo wished for a giant donut. But as the giant donut rolled behind Elmo, who was stuck to it?
I'm going to assume that it's Elmo's friend, Mr. Noodle.
No!
Fuck!
It's that lovable clown, Grover. Ah! Stuck to the...
I don't... What does Grover look like? I don't remember.
He's this skinny blue.
Skinny blue one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot he was on Sesame Street, so I would have never gotten that.
All right. We're going to go back to the year. It's 1971.
Ah, perfect.
On Sesame Street.
Great.
Someone took a whole jar of donuts from Mr. Hooper's store, but they weren't eaten. They were used as wheels instead. Who did that?
Okay. Well, that would be horrible wheels. They'd crush instantly. And I imagine the only person who would steal something in Sesame Street would be Oscar the Grouch. But he lives in a trash can, so I don't know. I've never seen him out of the trash can. So I don't know how he would steal them.
They weren't stolen.
You just said he stole. You just said they stole them.
No. He took a jar of donuts, left a note on the counter.
And he left money?
No, he didn't know how much to pay.
So he stole them. If you took something,
he left a note and said, "Please." No, if you
send
leave
the
a
bill
note
to
saying,
what, like, I owe you. What the like?
Yeah,
that's stealing.
He didn't know how much money to leave. Who didn't know how much money to leave?
Sounds like you went to Premium Donuts because there's no fucking menu for these donuts. He doesn't know how much they are. So who?
Here's the backstory. Mr. Hooper forgot to lock his front door. So when this character got to the front door and walked right in because the door was unlocked and needed wheels, and Mr. Hooper doesn't carry wheels, thought donuts would be a fine substitute.
Okay, so it has to be one of the stupid characters who thinks... Who won?
That seems rude.
Who won?
That seems rude.
Thinks wheels are in a donut shop, and then thinks donuts can be wheels. And they don't. I'm gonna go with Ernie. Ernie. Is
no.
Like, fuck.
Big
What?
Bird.
Big Bird. He's a bird. He can fly. What the fuck does he need wheels for?
He was pulling his little duckies. And the wheels were off the duckies.
I forgot he has those. I forgot he had those things.
Man, 0 for 2. Wow, I thought that'd be a sweet spot.
Why would you think that'd be a sweet spot?
Well, you grew up on them. We had Sesame Street on all the time.
Okay. In 1971.
No, I just figured you'd be able to piece it together based on how the show flowed.
So not only did you ask me a question about Sesame Street 30 years before I was born, you asked me a question about Sesame Street probably 20 years after I have last watched anything Sesame Street related, and you were like, oh, this is a perfect sweet spot for him.
Have I mentioned there's a ton of apples in this apple flavor from A&A Donuts?
Shut up. I don't want to hear it. We're done. Close the show.
I can't give you layups every show. Sometimes you got to work for it.
End the show. I'm done with you.
Eric, how can people join us on such a joyous occasion as the Midwest Donut Review Show?
The best way to do it is, if you're watching on YouTube right now, to subscribe to the channel and comment on the video. Comment anything you please, donut related, show related, whatever you want. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, rating and reviewing the show, we see all that, and it all just gets us in the algorithm, the YouTube and podcast sphere, to get more eyes on it and more interaction. So comments, reviews, subscribing, following, all that good stuff, and just sharing the show, any social media you please, or just in real life. If you're talking about donuts, you go, hey, there's this great podcast I listen to called the Midwest Donut Show. They're on Apple Podcasts or on YouTube. Go check them out. Sharing is the best way.
What I would like to know here in St. Louis, if any of our fans know of any speakeasy donut joints.
It's not a speakeasy. It's on Google Maps.
It's a secret place that does no advertising.
Look,
I'll
I'm
not
on their
tell you
Google
what
Maps
the
site.
shit costs.
There's no website.
Boys, thank you.
And I look at the Google Photos menu highlights, and it's just photos of donuts.
Do you hear the cat fight going on in the background?
Yeah, what are you doing to those guys?
Idiots. They're just... Where's my spray bottle? I don't even know where they are.
Great.
All right, well, that wraps up show number 35 of the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is my son, Eric Leggett, in Sacramento, California. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with us. Look forward to the next show and hopefully hear from you soon. Everybody, thanks for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.